Our exclusive interview with the son of Hamas has become a global talking point, and the spin machines are now working overtime. Tonight, we put it all in context. Good evening, everyone. I'm Christiana Manpour, and welcome to the program. Our exclusive interview yesterday with a Palestinian who says he was an Israeli spy has sparked a fierce debate between those who believe him and those who doubt some of his claims. He's the son of this man, a founding leader of Hamas, Sheikh Hassan Yusuf. And in his new book, Son of Hamas, Mocab Hassan Yusuf describes his conversion to Christianity and what turned him against Hamas.
After I was tortured by the Shin Bet themselves, who became my friends later on, I was transferred to prison, and Hamas leaders were torturing Hamas members.
So we've assembled an incredible group to dissect this story and the phenomenon of wartime espionage. From Tel Aviv, Israeli intelligence specialist Yossi Melman joins us. Fawaz Gerges, professor of Middle Eastern politics at the London School of Economics, and Hamas spokesman Osama Hamdan joins us from Damascus, Syria. Let me go first to you, Mr. Melman. Here is a Hamas Palestinian gentleman who says that for 10 years he worked as an agent for the Israeli intelligence agency Shin Bet. Is this something that happens often in Israel and in this Israeli-Palestinian war?
Oh yes, very much so. For the last 40 years and more, since Israel is occupying the West Bank and until recently Gaza, Israeli security services, mainly the domestic security service, the Shabak, Shin Bet, try to penetrate Palestinian organizations in order to get information. And in order to penetrate these groups, you need top agents near the top echelon, the leaders, the military commanders of the organizations. And therefore, I think one of the reasons, major reasons, to the fact that Israel has managed to prevent many attacks, it's because it used to have a very good access and to know what's going on in these organizations.
Yossi?
Due to agents like Mocab, like the son of Hamas.
So you believe his story and the claims as have been written in his book and also in articles in your own newspaper?
Well, I believe his story, and I know that his story is generally speaking accurate. Maybe he's slightly overinflating his own role and its importance. He was not the only agent that the Israeli Security Service had at the time inside Hamas. The intelligence work is a mosaic work. You need you need many sources. You need to verify the information that is coming from these sources, and you put together the picture.
Okay.
Once you assemble all this information, yes, but he was an agent.
Okay, let me play this part of an interview that I did with him yesterday when he talks about what turned him against Hamas and towards working for Shin Bet. When was the last time you saw your father?
It was 5 years ago when we were arrested together. I had to go to prison under cover because I was his assistant, and I had to go to prison for cover. So we were arrested at the same time, and he's still in prison till this moment. If I wasn't in the picture, my dad would be killed 10 times.
So I want to bring in now Osama Hamdan, the Hamas spokesman, who's joining us from Damascus, Syria. Mr. Hamdan, you heard there what Mocab Hassan Yusuf said. His father is a well-known leader of Hamas. This must be very bad for you that he's coming out and describing why he turned against you.
Well, I have to say it is not very bad for Hamas. It clarify how the situation of Israeli Mossad is very bad. When they failed in Dubai last month, they tried to do something to say that the Israeli security authorities are powerful and they can do something. They are talking about a story of, yes, one of the sons of Hassan Yusuf, who is a senior leader in Hamas. His father declared clearly that his son, when he was at the age of 17 years old, they discovered in Hamas, our security people, they discovered that he has some problems. So he was far from any sensitive issues inside Hamas. Israel is trying to create an issue that they can go everywhere, they can't touch anyone inside Hamas. They are trying to reform their reputation after what had happened in Dubai, when it came to be as their image became to be as they were beginners in this issue.
Mr. Hamdan,
so
Mr. Hamdan,
we don't believe what he had said. We believe this is something was dictated to him to be said as a part of his job.
Okay,
His family knows that well. Hamas members, they understand that well, and they don't believe what the Israelis are saying.
Okay.
So it doesn't make any sense inside Hamas. There is no disturbance, as maybe some Israelis believes. They are dealing with the issue as an old issue also, which the Israelis brought it from the archive in order to say that they were able to do something once upon a time.
Mr. Hamdan, hold on one second, because you're obviously admitting that he is the son of Sheikh Hassan Yusuf, and you seem to be saying it is possible that he worked for Shin Bet, only that he didn't know much, according to you. I would like to play another piece of the interview that we had with him yesterday, in which he describes why he turned against Hamas.
Shin Bet is an organization that committed to the constitution. They have their own rules and they respect the rules. Yes, there are mistakes and they are responsible for killing civilians. And I admit that. And I'm witnessing for things like this, but this doesn't make them thirsty to kill Palestinians. Now, what Hamas is having something absolutely different. Hamas targets civilians. It's their goal to target civilians.
I want to bring in Fawad Gerges from London, a Middle East expert, an observer of this whole conflict, and to put some of this in perspective. He is basically saying that he made a decision that...
I will not continue that if they turn back to the Israeli guy. Tell them.
Mr.
Yes,
Hamdan?
They have to respect the people. They are not supposed to do that, even if she was a man poor.
Mr. Hamdan? Mr. Hamdan, I'm going to ask you in that case.
Excuse me, excuse me.
What's the problem?
I've said initially I will not go on a program. I will not go on a program with any Israelis. I've said that at the beginning. 24 hours before, I informed your people about this.
Mr.
So
Hamdan,
you finish with him and then come back with me.
Mr. Hamdan, we did not get that message. I want you to stand by because I still have questions for you. For the moment, I would like to talk to Mr. Gerges about putting this in context. Is this normal that you have, in the context of this war, of this conflict that's gone for decades, a Palestinian who can be so turned off his own side that he would go towards Shin Bet and feel that perhaps they were his friends? He says that he was first arrested, he was tortured by Shin Bet, but in prison he made the switch.
Christian, a point of clarification for your audience. We are dealing with an underground world, a universe of espionage, where it's very difficult to disentangle myth from reality. This is a very, very complex universe where lies are the norm. Lies are the norms, not the exception. Remember, Christian, Hamas is a highly, in particular the military wing, a very, very difficult and secretive organization. It's extremely difficult for a young man like Junior Yusuf to penetrate or infiltrate the military wing of Hamas. Many Palestinians whom I have spoken to in the last 2 days say he is a wacko man. It's a pack of lies. I think what I mean, was he an agent